Hello and namaskar सबैजनालाई मेरो नाम श्रेया पराजुली हो र आजको यो NACC Juniorको graphic design competitionको एउटा moderator/co-host. We have a jam-packed agenda today with our very talented participants who worked really hard to showcase their graphic design masterpieces. सबै participants ले धेरै मेहनत गरेका छन्, त्यसैले please in the comment section on Facebook, please keep encouraging them throughout the program. I know they'll really appreciate it. Abel Dila Nagari, I would like to pass it off to my wonderful co-host Buddy, who will be introducing our judges for today's competition.
Thank you, Shreya. Hello, everybody. My name is Buddy Parjuli, and I'm one of your co-hosts for this graphic design competition. It is my honor to introduce the judges for this competition. They're both very qualified, and I'm very excited to introduce them. First up, we have Panini Pandey. He's from Mumbai, India, and he's a recent graduate from the School of Visual Arts, and he's currently working as an interaction designer at Brooklyn Digital Foundry in New York. And he's also a creative lead at the Gully Gang Records, which is very cool. I'm very excited to have you, and thank you so much for joining us. Next up, we have Sneha Giwali, who's a computer science student at New York University, and she's minoring in integrated media design. And she's really interested in education technology and accessibility. And she just moved to Brooklyn, which is awesome. And she's one of our other judges, and she's really focused on UI, UX design. So she's kind of bringing that experience with her to judge the graphic design competition with us today. Thank you. And I'm going to hand it over to Shreya Parjuli again to introduce some of our one of our speeches. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pari. We know our judges will do a wonderful job today judging our fierce competition. Now I'd like to introduce Mrs. Arti Parajuli, one of our NACC Junior mentors, to give our welcome speech for today.
Thank you, Shreya. नमस्कार सर्वप्रथम सबैजना इनेब्लिजबाट हामीलाई लाइभ हेरिराख्नु भएको सबै दर्शकहरूलाई म यस मेरो स्वागत कार्यक्रम स्वागत मन्तव्य भएको हुनाले सर्वप्रथम त हामीलाई लाइभ हेरिराख्नु भएको इनेब्लिजबाट उहाँहरू सबैलाई म स्वागत गर्न चाहन्छु र त्यसरी नै स्वागत गर्ने क्रममा नै म यहाँ हामीसँग अहिले 12 जना पार्टिसिपेन्टहरु हुनुहुन्छ and this is obviously graphic designing program related to high school student हैन यो प्रोग्राममा भाग लिने जुन हाम्रो 12 जना भाइ बहिनीहरु हुनुहुन्छ उहाँहरु सबैलाई म स्वागत गर्न चाहन्छु किनभने पार्टिसिपेन्टै नभएको भए यो प्रोग्रामै हुन सक्थेन हैन र त्यसरी नै म host Pari Parajuli and Shreya Parajuli. Hey, I think Parajuli rocks today. उहाँहरुलाई पनि म स्वागत गर्न चाहन्छु र त्यसरी नै जज स्नेहा गेवाली र पनिनी पाण्डे उहाँहरु दुवै जनालाई म स्वागत गर्न चाहन्छु त्यसरी नै सबैभन्दा महत्त्वपूर्ण जुन व्यक्ति हुनुहुन्छ आजको हाम्रो यो प्रोग्राममा एकदमै महत्त्वपूर्ण व्यक्ति हुनुहुन्छ कोच आदित्य बस्नेतज्यू उहाँ आइपुग्नु भएको छ कि भएको छैन हैन उहाँलाई पनि म स्वागत गर्न चाहन्छु किनभने उहाँले आफ्नो अमूल्य समय दिएर नेपालबाट he is from Nepal and he has been giving us his precious time and he was one of the person who was who made the official flyers for Visit Nepal 2020 अब त्यस्तो खालको भनौं न he is like a celebrity उहाँले हामीलाई यस्तो समय दिनुभयो कोच गर्नुको लागि त्यो उहाँलाई पनि म सँगसँगै यहाँ स्वागत गर्न चाहन्छु त्यसै नै हाम्रो मेन्टरहरु हुनुहुन्छ 17 जना मेन्टर छौं हामी उहाँहरु सबैलाई स्वागत गर्दै विशेष गरेर आज यो प्रोग्राममा चाहिँ भाइटल रोल प्ले गर्नुभएको मिसेस कृष्णा पराजुली ज्यू र सुदीप पौडेल ज्यू उहाँहरु दुवै जनालाई र यसरी नै हाम्रो अभिभावक सुमन डाक्टर सुमन तिमल सिन्हा ज्यू उहाँले हामीलाई सधैं एउटा सुझाव सल्लाह दिनुहुन्छ उहाँलाई पनि म स्वागत गर्दै यो प्रोग्राम यदि मैले कसैलाई छुटाएको छु भने सरी है अनि हाम्रो मिडियाबाट सहयोग गर्ने सधैं सहयोग गर्ने गुरुराज रुइटेल दाइ उहाँलाई पनि स्वागत गर्दै यो पुरै कार्यक्रम सभ्य र भव्यताका साथ होस् हाम्रो पार्टिसिपेन्टहरु they are so excited to show their showpieces and I know every one of them has worked hard and I'm also so excited to look at that. So again, welcome everyone, welcome through live, welcome through Facebook. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Auntie. Parajuli rocks indeed. Next, I'd like to introduce our NACC Board of Trustee member, Suman Timulsina.
Good evening. Thank you, Pari. And I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to say, but I'm really proud to see this NACC Junior growing in all the directions. 2 years ago, when NACC Junior started, we didn't even know what programs we're going to bring, how it's going to grow, and really appreciate leadership of Bina Kalkalama and Arti and everyone who joined to lead this and mentor our youth. And I know a couple of the names here. I can read the names, and I know a few of you. I don't know all of you, but I think this is what we lack in our community. We always say we need to include youth, the next generation, but the programs were boring, so you guys didn't really like. You just came to clap, you know. So I'm really glad to see that you are not just coming to clap in the programs, but not just come to dance, but to contribute in many different ways. We had debate programs, we have now this one, and a number of other programs that Bina had rolled out over last year or so. I'm looking forward to seeing more of these programs. And if any of those programs comes out, and if you have any idea, I'm always willing to help, mentor, and give my 2 cents, whether you like it or not. That's my job. And I think like Shreya, like I know you, and some other names I can see here on the screen. And I'm really glad that you are stepping up. I'm really seeing Shreya Gewali also, like she stuck with us. We recruited her. I'm not sure she knew what she was signing up to, and now she's stuck with this. And so I think it's really cool. And you can come up with the program. Sometimes we don't have ideas. We may not know what kind of program we should bring to keep our youth interested. And don't just listen to us saying do this program. Tell us that program really, it's kind of boring. We're not interested. Let's do something else. And I think Bina is really open to it. And sometimes we really don't know. We think we know it, but we really don't know. So I think that's where you guys can play a really awesome role, even teaching us, educating us, and guiding us. Don't just wait for parents or uncle or auntie to tell that let's do this program or this competition. And I think and Shreya and all the Parajulis, you're not getting off this. Stick with it. And Guranaji, thank you for continued support. And I'd like to see these faces stuck with this organization for a long time, and bring some more and more each time we do these programs. With those things, thank you so much, and looking forward to it.
Thank you so much, Suman Uncle, for your inspiring speech. And thank you to all of our mentors who worked tirelessly to help make all these events very successful. Your love and support is what keeps us going. So thank you for that. Now I'd like to introduce our graphic design competitions coach, Mr. Aditya Basnet. He is a UI UX designer for Kalti, a digital wallet for online payments in Nepal. Hopefully you guys have heard of it. He's helped our participants a lot by hosting the graphic design workshops and just teaching students what graphic design is, how to even start approaching it. Unfortunately, it's very early in Nepal right now, so he's not here with us. He sent us a short video, which I will play for you guys now.
Hello and namaste to everybody present here today. First and foremost, I would like to thank NACC for having me here. Having to coach such an enthusiastic group of young individuals, it was truly an honor for me. We conducted 2 design workshops over the course of 2 weeks, and each session was quite interactive. All the participants were very curious about the design process, raised a lot of queries. I was pleased to answer all of them. And a few of you also contacted me after the design workshops when you had queries during the design process, and we sorted it out as well. I saw all your design submissions, and I'm really amazed by your creativity. Really proud of you guys. To me, all are winners, but still, let's hope the best one will win. Namaste.
He had some very encouraging words for all of our participants, so good luck to everyone. So now we'll be moving on to displaying everyone's work, so I'll pass it off to Buddy again.
Hi, everyone. Okay, so this is the part of the program where we're going to show all your designs, and you're going to say a quick thing about them, 90 seconds to 2 minutes. I'll let you guys know when there's like 30 seconds left by just typing it in the chat, so just be aware for that. But without further ado, let's get started. I'm very excited to see all your designs. So we're going to start with Ashwini Sigdel. So Ashwini, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself while Shreya presents your design, and you can kind of talk about your design process and things like that.
Namaste, I'm Ashwini Sigdel. I'm a 14-year-old who attends South Lakes High School. And for my design, my submission was a banner for consumption goods. The banner was promoting popping bubble tea from Kung Fu Tea. And the platform I used to create this banner was Canva. My choice of color and fonts reflected the refreshing and bold flavors of the tea. The most difficult part about this project was the sizing of the various elements and placement. At times, my design looked too cramped or too small, but I managed to work around it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. That was a lot of good information about your design process. Do the judges have any questions? We do have a little bit of time.
No, I think she covered most of the questions I had.
Okay, awesome. Next up, we have Barsha Parajuli. Another Parajuli.
I am Barsha Parajuli. I am a freshman currently studying at Chantilly High School. I am also someone who loves to experience different tastes, and therefore I wanted to make a design based on food and restaurants. Pho is a Vietnamese cuisine that I personally love, and Pho 102 is the local restaurant that I always dine in when I can go out to eat. For this idea, I had two design skeletons. The first one was where the design would be centered around the side of the bowl, and then the design would have text lining the top of the bowl, and it would ultimately fit more information regarding the store. However, I enjoyed doing it the way I have it up on the screen right now, because the one I have right now is more artistically detailed, and I had a lot more fun with it. As you can see, this is a helicopter view of the bowl, and the pho in the bowl is not colored, but rather outlined in white. This way there would not be too many colors that went off of the design color theme, which was also based off of a photo of pho. The yellow lemons are a nice little accent / pop of color to the bowl, and I wanted that design choice to emphasize that in a way its food is also an unforgettable pop of flavor among the many meals you may have had. Ultimately, I just wanted to play around with the symbols I could add, and I had a lot of fun seeing this design develop. Thank you for listening, and I hope you all have a phenomenal day.
Thank you, Barsha. Thank you for that great description of your little graphic. And I really enjoyed, I also really enjoy pho, so that was really, really nice to see. Okay, so next up we have Bibisha Acharya. And why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Namaste, my name is Babisha Acharya. I am a freshman in high school and I attend Herndon High School. For this graphic designing project, I decided to go with the theme event promotion, and I chose to promote Coachella, which is a music and arts festival which is held in California every year. In this poster, I decided to use various different colors. I specifically used like warm colors because Coachella is usually held like in the springtime and it's very like hot in California. Another thing I did was I added like many pictures to show Coachella, like music notes to represent like how it's a music event. And I also like put some fireworks and some palm trees and a Ferris wheel to show like that's how Coachella looks like. That's like the whole theme of Coachella. And yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. I really like the color themes within this. It really reminds me of like a sunset. It's really cool. Next up, we have Biwish Tungana.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. सबै लाइभमा जोडिनु भएका दर्शक महानुभावहरूलाई सादर नमस्कार मेरो नाम विशेष ढुङ्गाना र म मनोचेस भर्जिनियामा बसोबास गर्दछु and I'm also the rising senior at Rosmer Park High School. So to start off, the topic of my project is event promotion. So as you can see, so through this poster, my goal is to attract people residing in Virginia to know more about Nepalese culture. From the background, you can see the color red and blue representing the courage and strength of Nepalese flag. And something exceptional about this design is its attractive layout. The stupas, temples, the Radha, and the god Buddha in the background are weird to persuade the audience, because through all this famous sculpture, people get a clear understanding of the purpose behind poster. Moreover, the sculpture with the four hands signifies the Nepalese culture of gods and goddess Durga, and it also reflects the Buddhism and Hinduism art, because the poster of the sculpture symbolizes the Buddha's meditation postures. The text is in white because it has to be bright enough to clearly get the descriptive information about the event, such as who is hosting the program, the date of the event, and the title of the event, and also the website. Lastly, something unique I added to signify the Nepalese culture is the unity and consistency of all the colors, graphic elements, and text in an organized white space. Thank you.
Thank you. I really enjoyed the geometry in this graphic design piece as well. Thank you so much. And now we will be moving on to presenting Mohit Manali's graphic design. So if you don't mind unmuting and introducing yourself.
Namaskar, मेरो नाम मोहित मनाली हो अनि I'm a junior at West People High School. And for my graphic design project, I made a invitation for a beach volleyball event. It says over there, Virginia Beach North End. मैले use of color for the text, I used black text to contrast the bright background. Only the background, I did it mainly through Canva. Only I just added the text at the end.
Thank you so much. The judges can interrupt me with questions at any time, just by the way. But thank you so much. I really like the shadows of the trees and the people. Is a really nice touch. So next up, we have Neha Bandari. If you don't mind unmuting and introducing yourself.
Namaste, मेरो नाम नेहा भण्डारी हो अनि म 9 कक्षामा पढ्छु. My poster is a promotion for the event Jingle Ball, a Christmas theme event that is held in Virginia. This event happens every year in December, where many famous singers around the US come to perform. This is a very well-known event. When creating my poster, I used the platform Canva. For my background, I placed snowflakes to represent the event that happens in the wintertime, and I also used many decorations to stick to the theme, like ornaments. As for my colors, I chose red, green, and gold on my poster to showcase a Christmas theme event. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Neha. I've always wanted to go to Jingle Ball when I was younger, so this only makes that worse. Thank you so much for sharing. Next up, we have Sogat Parajuli. If you don't mind unmuting yourself and introducing yourself.
Hello, my name is Sogat Parajuli and I'm 15 years old. For the graphic design competition, I chose to make a banner for consumption goods advertising Sprite. I decided to add splashes in the background to add detail regarding the refreshing taste of the drink. And I also added 2 limes, stacking them on top of one another to emphasize the taste of the beverage. And the most difficult part during my design process was adding in the pouring element of the Sprite. I changed up the colors, hues, and opacity of the pour to better fit the theme of the background.
Thank you so much, Sogat. I really like the 3D elements in this one, and mixed with like the 2D elements. I think it's a really cool like concept. So thank you for sharing. Next up,
can I request one thing real quick?
Yeah.
After each participant presents, do you think you all could leave the graphic up for like 1 more minute?
Oh, we can also send you the presentation if that would
be okay. Yeah, I was just thinking since we had to.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I will make sure to share that. Can you do that, Treya?
Yes, of course.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, so next up we have Sital Paudo. So why don't you go ahead and unmute and introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Sita Podal. I'm 14 and I'm in 9th grade and I go to Thomas Jefferson High School. And for my theme, I did a banner for consumption goods and my design was a Hershey bar. When the list of themes came out a couple of weeks ago, I was stuck on what I should make the subject of my design. I eventually decided to go online for inspiration for my design. And when looking at other people's posters, I saw how when they advertise certain products or foods, they could make even the simplest of things seem special. It's all about using the right design to present your topic and using colors and designs that complement the subject. So I decided to choose something simple to draw, like a chocolate bar. I used Canva to make my design, And for the background color, I chose lighter shades of brown to complement the dark shade of brown of the chocolate. The main colors I used were dark brown, light brown, and white because they match the main colors of the Hershey bar logo. And at the bottom, I used 3 words to describe the richness and sweetness of the chocolate. Thank you.
Thank you. This looks really good. I also like the differing shades of brown. I think I also like the melting like milk chocolate, the way it gets more and more light as it goes down. I think that's a very clever like way to kind of show that it's melting almost, but with the words. So thank you so much, Sital. Now we will be moving on to Sneha Adhikari. If you could unmute your mic and introduce yourself. Be awesome.
नमस्ते म स्नेहा अधिकारी हो म 9 कक्षामा पढ्छु अनि मेरो poster was used to promote the beverage brand Spindrift, and I wanted to focus on like as if the cans were doing cheers. So I think the main part that I enjoyed was probably like picking out the focal point and what I wanted to like pop in the poster. I also really enjoyed like using a minimalistic slogan, which is pick it, pop it, sip it. And the platform I used for my poster was Photoshop. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I know Photoshop is like a hard tool to learn, so props to you. This looks really good. Okay, thank you so much, Sneha. And next up, we have Subrat Paudel. If you want to go ahead and unmute your mic so you can introduce yourself, that'd be awesome.
Hello, everyone. My name is Subrat Paudel. I'm 15 years old and I'm a sophomore at Thomas Jefferson High School. I chose to do my project promoting some sort of event. I started this process by thinking about what sort of event I would like to promote, and I settled on a late night music festival. I thought about what to put for a background, and I decided on using something from an actual music festival. But after looking at that image, I thought it was a little bit too distracted. So I edited the background by blurring it and adjusting the color level so it still popped, but it was less distracting compared to the foreground. I then decided to add some text giving more information about the music festival and who would be performing and what time it would be at. I decided to use the colors red and blue because they didn't fade into the background and had a distinct pop while still emblemating the bright lights and exciting energy of a music festival. I decided to add an image of a mic during to give a better feel of what it would be like presenting or looking on to someone presenting during a music festival.
Thank you so much. I really like the colors in this one. And this looks like a very good lineup. So I would definitely attend this music festival. Thank you so much. Next up, we have Sudarshan Lamichane. So if you could go ahead and unmute your mic and go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Sudarshan, and I live in Herndon, Virginia, and I'm a freshman in high school.
Awesome. Do you want to talk about your design?
Yeah, sure. My design is promoting a fundraiser, and I got the my design is promoting a fundraiser, and I got the inspiration for it when I saw my dad donate to GoFundMe the night before I made the design. I also created a domain for the design, which redirects to the fundraiser that my dad was donating to. For the design, I chose red because most people portray COVID-19 as red, and the Nepal flag is also red. I used Canva, and I used Canva to make most of the design, but I used Photoshop to make the COVID-19 logo in the bottom left corner.
Awesome. So you use like more than one platform to kind of like get together a design, which is awesome. And I think that everyone who was on Facebook Live or anyone here could definitely go to that link since it redirects to the actual fundraiser, which I think everyone realizes that we could definitely, I know Nepal is really struggling with it right now, so it'd be awesome. So anyone who wants to definitely should check out that link. All right, thank you so much. That was a very, very inspirational graphic design. Next up, we have Suzu. Suzy Paudel. go ahead and unmute your mic and introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Susie Podell, and I am a sophomore at Oakton High School. I really love music, so I chose to do an event, which was Taylor Swift's Reputation Stadium Tour. The colors are mostly black and white because that was like the aesthetic for her album. I chose Canva to make this design, and so the fonts match with the tone of the album, and it has the snake, which was really important to her rebranding. And number 3, I put the newspaper background because during that era she was put in the media a lot, and so putting Taylor in front of the newspaper was an artistic choice because it represents Taylor Swift overcoming the media's negative publicity of her and like putting her reputation behind her.
I really like the concept. I tried to go to this tour so badly. There was one, I think, in DC or at Jiffy Lube or something, and I really tried to go. So this was really fun to see. I really liked your design choices, and I really liked the different fonts. I feel like it was very emblematic of her era, of the Reputation era. So that was awesome and good to see. All right, that actually ends it for us. Thank you so much, everyone, for not only making your designs, but then walking us through your design choices, because as someone designing, it's very difficult to kind of render those thoughts and decisions into actual words. So you guys did a great job in doing that. So without further ado, I'm going to let the judges, who hopefully have access to all the graphic designs, we're going to put them into a breakout room. And then in the meantime, we're just going to be sitting down with you. We have a quick sponsor video to show while the judges are just deciding, and we also have a quick parent/mentor who's going to speak about just like the process and seeing their kid kind of go through the process of making their graphic design, which is going to be very interesting to see from like a parent perspective. So without further ado, let me actually share my screen and my my audio so I can show you guys the sponsor video. It's a very short video, so I keep having to replay. Give me a second, guys. All right. Okay. Can everyone
Apple Federal Credit Union.
Hear that? Yeah? Okay, lovely. Okay, so let me just play this quick advertisement and then we'll get moving.
Apple Federal Credit Union has truly fresh checking. Wait, what? Oh, free! That's good. Apple Federal Credit Union has over 20 branches in Northern Virginia. Here. And you won't believe the great rates for auto loans. And mortgages, too.
Great banking, great people, but we're still working on the advertising. We're not just for teachers anymore. applefcu.org.
Okay. Thank you to Apple Federal Credit Union for sponsoring. Oh, I'm going to stop that share. For sponsoring. I know with events like these, it's very important for these sponsors to kind of show up, and they're really helping the message of community, and they're kind of encouraging us and encouraging you guys to kind of get involved in these projects. So it's really helpful for us. In the meantime, I have next up, we have Sudeep Paudel, who's just going to kind of walk us through his experience as a parent/mentor, not only with this graphic design competition, but also throughout the process, kind of being a parent and mentor to someone, to a child involved in NACC. So yeah, Mr. Sudeep Paudel, if you want to take it away.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Puri, for giving me an opportunity to share my experience as a parent, as a NACC Life member, and also NACC Junior Mentor Program parent volunteer. So thank you. So I just wanted to talk about a little bit about myself. I have been living in DC metro area from last 14 years and NACC, and volunteering on NACC from last 4 or 5 months. I found this experience has been very enriching, and also I want to share my experience to other parents and Nepalese parents in the area, so that they can think about joining the NACC, as well as also their kids enrolling into NACC junior programs. As you all know, our NACC junior program role is to engage our kids and juniors, to help them participate and provide opportunities in extracurricular activities and community activities, so that we can uplift their interest as well as passion and turn them into a confident young person in their life. And ultimately, our goal is these young kids are the pipeline of the future leaders to run NACC and on many other institutions in the future. So on that, I felt very strongly after I started involving. I felt very strongly that we need to continue to push other parents in the area to join this program. And as a parent who has a young junior who is participating in this NACC junior program, I found that after participation, the sense of responsibility, the sense of accomplishment, giving back to the community has increased a lot. Also, there is an opportunity to share what people learn, what kids are learning on their high school and middle school, and pass into the junior members on the community. And that it has developed a sense of community, sense of attachment to the community, and also have increased number of friends and family members in the area. So I felt very strongly that everyone who are in the area and listening to these programs, please join yourself in NACC, as well as enroll your kids in NACC, so that they can utilize all the opportunities we have in an NACC junior program. Also, we are expanding these programs. We need a lot of volunteers, and there are so many volunteer opportunities there, so that there is a lot of good things going to happen on you and your kids being involved in these in this program. And also last, I'll say that this is all possible because you guys who are hosts, the mentors, judges, all are volunteering here, and it has been possible with your time and efforts. And so why not, let's as a community, let's give our time, let's work together, so that it benefits every one of us in this community. And we as a Nepalese people in this area are one of the, we can uplift our position and influence in the society as well. So I like to say that, and also thank you everyone, every host and every kids. You are doing amazing job. I have been in listening, hearing every one of you, and you have been like growing every day as I have listened and heard of you and running these programs. So thank you very much. That is what I can say to you.
Thank you so much, Sudeep Uncle. It means a lot. Like I've stated before, all these programs cannot be successful without all of your love and support. So thank you for always continuously supporting us. I know we had a tough competition, a lot of wonderful graphic design submissions, and I know सबैजनालाई धेरै excited हुनुहुन्छ to see who our winners are, but त्यसको लागि अलि wait गर्नुपर्छ. So while the judges are in the breakout room still deciding, I'd like to go ahead and introduce our NACC Junior key member, Mrs. Bina Kharkalama, to give you a thank you message, and then we will go on from there and showcase our winners. Binanti, you can go ahead and take the stage.
नमस्ते सबैजनालाई यो जुम कार्यक्रम हेरिरहनुभएका हाम्रो दर्शकहरू हाम्रो चाहिँ दाजुभाइ दिदीबहिनीहरू सबैजनालाई नमस्ते यहाँ सबैजनालाई स्वागत गर्न चाहन्छु र छोरी श्रेया धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद परी थ्याङ्क यू मलाई यो धन्यवाद भन्ने चाहिँ एउटा ड्युटी दिनुभएकोमा यो धन्यवाद थ्याङ्क यू यति धेरै भन्नुपर्छ कि रात बित्छ आज त्यो धन्यवाद सकिँदैन होइन इट टेक्स अ भिलेज भन्छन् नि होइन त्यसले गर्दाखेरि हाम्रो यहाँ जहाँ आज यो न्याक जुनियर भन्ने एउटा प्रोग्राम छ र आजको मितिसम्म हामी यहाँ जहाँ उभिएका छौँ त्यसमा सयौँजनाको चाहिँ हात छ र आई एम सो अमेज्ड टु सी अल दोज मलाई त त्यो अघि हेरेँ नि ग्राफिक डिजाइनको बच्चाहरूले 12जनाले गरेको 12जनाले गरेको जुन 12वटा कामहरू चाहिँ सो अमेजिङ वन्डरफुल होइन म जज भए त सबैलाई फर्स्ट बनाइदिन्थेँ होला दिस इज हाउ आई फेल्ट होइन किनभने अब इट वाज जस्ट वान एउटा मात्रै क्लास थियो सायद उहाँहरूको होइन अनि आदित्य बस्नेत हाम्रो नेपालबाट जोडिनु भएको छ सो वी ट्राई टु ह्याभ द कनेक्सन बिट्विन नेपाल एन्ड अमेरिका होइन मा बसेको चाहिँ बच्चा बच्चीहरूलाई कनेक्सन गर्न हामीले ट्राई गऱ्यौँ त्यसको माथि पनि यङ्स्टर्सहरूलाई हामीले दे वी ट्राई टु कनेक्ट टु इच अदर होइन अनि प्रोफेसनल यङ्स्टर्सहरूलाई अनि वी आर सो प्राउड टु सी द रिजल्ट यो चाहिँ 12जनाको मात्र कुरा होइन कि यो चाहिँ इट्स अ ह्युज किनभने यो 12जनाले अब भोलि 12 टाइम्स सम अदर स्टुडेन्टहरूलाई आउने जेनेरेसनलाई सिकाउनुहुन्छ सो आइ एम सो प्राउड टु सी अल दिस सो थ्याङ्क यू सो मच फर अल द पार्टिसिपेन्ट्स फर यो वर्किङ हार्ड होइन एन्ड टु अल दिस जब्स एन्ड पुट थिङ्स टुगेदर एन्ड bring your creation out to the world होइन सो I really thank you so much first अनि हजुरहरूको प्यारेन्ट्सहरूलाई थ्याङ्क यू सो मच इन्करेज गरिदिनु भएकोमा अनि मैले थ्याङ्क यू भन्न जाँदाखेरि म के भन्न चाहन्छु भने 1 वर्ष अगाडिदेखि हामीले यो न्याक जुनियरको चाहिँ बाल सञ्चार भनेर कार्यक्रम सुरु गरेका थियौँ र त्यो दिनमा चाहिँ हामीले इन्ट्रोडक्सन गरेका थियौँ जुन 12 2020 र अब जुन 12 2021 चाहिँ नेक्स्ट स्याटरडे हुँदैछ सो इट्स बिन अ इयर होइन हामीले एभ्री मन्थ प्रोग्रामहरू गरिरहेका छौँ बच्चाहरूको लागि र यसमा सम्पूर्ण मेहनत सबैजनाको छ मेन्टरहरूको अब हामी 18जना मेन्टरहरू छौँ त्यसमा मैले विशेष गरेर चाहिँ सबैजनाको नाम लिन चाहन्छु तर मैले सायद बिर्सिन्छु पनि होला त्यसरी माफ गर्नु होला अब आरतीजी हुनुहुन्छ हाम्रो कृष्ण पराजुलीजी हुनुहुन्छ अनि तोयाजी हुनुहुन्छ टिकाजी हुनुहुन्छ हाम्रो सुदीपजी भर्खरै नयाँ नयाँ जोडिनु भएको छ थ्याङ्क यू सो मच सुदीपजी आइदिनु भयो र अरूको धेरै हुनुहुन्छ प्रतिभा गौतम हुनुहुन्छ र के भन्छ हाम्रो लामिछाने सर चिरञ्जीवी लामिछाने सर अनि अन्जु काफले मेरिना शर्मा खरेल त्यसपछि वन्दना बहिनी अनि सो धेरै हुनुहुन्छ यसमा चाहिँ लागि पर्नु भएको दिनरात खटिनु भएको अनि हाम्रो एनएसिसीका पदाधिकारीहरूलाई म सधैँ सधैँ नमन गर्न चाहन्छु स्पेसली सुमन दाई हजुरले जतिखेर पनि हामीलाई सपोर्ट गर्नुभयो र ब्याकग्राउन्डमा चाहिँ जहिले पनि ल बिना यो छ भनेर त्यो रिसोर्सेसहरू यति दिनुभयो कि कहिलेका त पढ्न पनि पढ्थिनँ म किनभने यति सो मेनी रिसोर्सेसहरू दिनुहुन्थ्यो उहाँले एउटा दिनुहुन्छ उहाँले एउटा प्रोग्रामको एउटा हामीले सोध्यौँ भने चाहिँ हि हेज टन्स अफ इट होइन त्यस्तो रिसोर्सहरू दिने गोपाल रेग्मी दाइ जहिले पनि हि इज विथ अस होइन अल द न्याक अल एभ्री वान फ्रम द न्याक मेम्बरहरू होइन अब बोर्ड अफ ट्रस्टीको देखि लिएर एक्जिक्युटिभ कमिटीकोदेखि लिएर अनि सबै हुनुहुन्छ अनि गुरुराजी अफ कोर्स हि इज अलवेज अभाइलेबल टु हेल्प अस आउट होइन एज अ मिडिया पार्टनर इ नेप्लिज र इन्डियाको तर्फबाट डिसी नेपाल त्यसै गरी उहाँले अरू 10औँ 12वटा 20औँवटा मिडियालाई कभर गर्नुहुन्छ थ्याङ्क यू सो मच त्यसको लागि धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद गुरुराजी अनि त्यसपछि आएर हाम्रो यो कार्यक्रम हुँदै गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ हामीले पहिला पहिला ट्यालेन्ट सोहरू गऱ्यौँ अनि सानो बच्चाहरूदेखि लिएर किन्डर गार्डनको बच्चाहरूदेखि लिएर हाई स्कुलको बच्चाहरूलाई कसरी चाहिँ सबैलाई कभर हुने गर्ने खालको चाहिँ प्रोग्रामहरू ल्याउने भनेर हामीले दिनरात हामीले कोसिस गरेर चाहिँ सबैको लागि चाहिँ बेनिफिट हुने खालको प्रोग्रामहरू ल्यायो सो एन्ड टेल खालको ट्यालेन्ट सो अनि हाम्रो जेपोर्टी वाज द फर्स्ट सुपर हिट प्रोग्राम वाज रन बाई अश्विनी सिगदेल एन्ड बिनिसा रुबिसा रादर अनि वर्षा पराजुले एकदमै मेहनत गर्नुभएको थियो अनि हामीले चाहिँ अनलाइन पनि जेपडी गर्न सक्दो रहेछौँ भने चाहिँ वी प्रुभड इट होइन अनि त्यसको बिहाइन्ड द सिन काम गर्नुहुने हेल्प गर्नुहुने सबैलाई धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद त्यसपछि हामी ओरटोरिकल भयो ओरटोरिकलमा त एभ्रीबडी वाज सो अमेजिङ लाइक वाज लाइक 50जना हुनुहुन्थ्यो होला लाइक अन द डेक काम गर्नेहरू होइन ह्यान्ड्स अन डेक सुमन दाईहरूदेखि लिएर हाम्रो अनुषाहरू हाम्रो स्नेहा छोरी आज जज पनि भन्नुभएको छ उहाँलाई कतिजना जजहरू हामीले बाहिरबाट बोलाएर हामीले सो मेनी पिपल होइन श्रेया छोरी ओरटोरिकल वाज भेरी गुड होइन अनि वाज हाई लेभल थियो अनि त्यसपछि आएर यो चिल्ड्रेन्स डेकोमा हामीले मार्चदेखि सुरु गऱ्यौँ किनभने हामीले सबै किसिमको एजको बच्चाहरूलाई कभर गर्नु थियो त्यसैले मार्चमा चाहिँ हामीले साना साना भाइ बहिनीको लागि यो किन्डर गार्डन र 1 to 1st ग्रेड 2nd ग्रेडको लागि चाहिँ आर्ट कम्पिटिसन गऱ्यौँ त्यसपछि नेक्स्ट मार्च अप्रिलमा चाहिँ हामीले स्पिच कम्पिटिसन गऱ्यौँ नेक्स्ट लेभलको लागि त्यसपछि हामीले डिबेट गऱ्यौँ नेक्स्ट लेभलको लागि र आज चाहिँ हाम्रो यो लास्ट एपिसोड of celebrating International Children's Day 2021 यो चाहिँ हाम्रो ग्राफिक डिजाइनिङ अफकोर्स हाई स्कुलहरूको लागि त्यसैले हामीले चाहिँ किन्डर गार्डन टु हाई स्कुलहरू सबैलाई कभर गर्ने गरेर एभ्री मन्थ प्रोग्राम गर्दै जाँदाखेरिको आज लास्ट एपिसोड हो र यसमा चाहिँ आज श्रेया पराजुली हाम्रो पराजुली द पराजुलिजहरूले यति हेल्प गर्नुभएको छ लास्ट मिनटमा मैले हिजो मात्र भन्दाखेरि नि ओके आन्टी भनेर गर्नुभयो दिस इज द स्पिरिट है हामीले आज श्रेयाले परिले प्रोग्राम चलाउने अनि हाम्रो सबै हाई स्कुलहरूले यसरी काम गर्ने होइन भन्दाखेरि हामीले त केही पनि गर्नुपर्ने कामै भएन यहाँ दिस इज वाट वी वान्टेड होइन र यो नेक्स्ट हाम्रो मेन गोल र चाहिँ नै यही हो कि वी वान्ट टु ह्यान्ड ओभर टु नेक्स्ट जेनेरेसन विच इज ह्यापनिङ अनि तर म नेक्स्ट जेनेरेसनको छोराहरूलाई विश्वेश सुदीप के अरे सुब्रत विश्वेश हुनुहुन्छ के अरे अरू आर्यनहरू हुनुहुन्छ अरू कतिपय छोराहरू पनि हुनुहुन्छ वी वान्ट देम टु कम अप अल्सो होइन हामी के अस्योर गर्न चाहन्छौँ भनेपछि यो स्टेज यो प्लेटफर्म यो कम्युनिटी इज योर्स होइन हामी चाहिँ त्यहाँ तपाईँहरूलाई सपोर्ट गर्छौँ पछाडिबाट यसरी हामी सपोर्ट गर्छौँ इट्स अल योर्स होइन त्यस कारणले गर्दाखेरि ह्याभिङ सेड द्याट श्रेया र श्रेया साकार बुढाथोकी श्रेयाको टिमै छ श्रेया अनि सुजल र लता उनीहरू चारजनाको टिमअप भएर एउटा दे हेभ अ बिग ग्रुप अफ 20 यङ्स्टर्स उनीहरूले चाहिँ हाम्रो एनएसीसीको जुनियर मेम्बरकोसँग कोल्याबोरेसन गरेर नेपाली युथ मेन्टरसिप प्रोग्राम चलाउँछन् इट्स गोइङ भेरी वेल होइन त्यो बारेमा हामी फेरि कुरा पनि गर्नेछौँ र यसै गरेर हाम्रो नेक्स्ट स्टेपको चाहिँ हाई स्कुलरहरू म नाम लिन चाहन्छु वर्षा पराजुली अनुष्का पौड्याल निष्ठा पौड्याल र अश्विनी सिगदेल भएर चाहिँ एउटा हाई स्कुल उनीहरू सबैजना हाई स्कुल जान्छन् उनीहरूले चाहिँ नेक्स्ट चाहिँ जेनेरेसन लाइक फर्दर यङ्गर्सहरूको लागि मिडल स्कुल र एलिमेन्ट्री स्कुलको लागि चाहिँ दे आर कमिङ अप विथ सम प्रोग्राम द्याट्स गन कनेक्ट to each other. So think about it, from kindergarten to high school or to college, we have everybody on deck together. होइन यो हाम्रो पहिलो स्टेप हो र हामी यो भन्दा अगाडि बढ्दै जानेछौँ यसमा सबैले साथ दिनेहरू र दिनुहुनेहरू अझै फ्युचरमा म उहाँलाई अहिलेदेखि नै धन्यवाद दिन चाहन्छु र हामी एज अ पेरेन्ट्स अभिभावकको हामी धेरै नै महत्त्वपूर्ण रोल छ किनभनेपछि अहिले हामीले 170 जना 170 किड्स चाहिँ मेम्बर हुनुहुन्छ अहिले हाम्रो न्याक जुनियरको वी वान्ट 2000 5000 किड्स मेम्बर्स होइन त्यसले गर्दाखेरि हाम्रो पेरेन्ट्सहरूले नै इन्करेज गरेर मेम्बर हुने हो र इन्भल्भ गराउने हो त्यसैले बच्चाहरू पनि ल्याउनुहोस् पेरेन्ट्सहरू पनि आउनुहोस् किनभने हामीले नै गरेर हाम्रो बच्चाहरूलाई इन्करेज गर्ने हो सपोर्ट गर्ने हो प्रोग्राम बनाउने हो उनीहरूलाई हामीले चाहिँ ढाडस दिने हो ल वी आर देयर फर यु भन्ने हो त्यसैले पेरेन्ट्सहरू पनि कोही इन्ट्रेस्टेड हुनुहुन्छ जस्तो सुदीपजी आउनु भएको छ हामी सो मच इन्करेज भएको छौँ पहिला भन्दाखेरि पनि किनभनेपछि उहाँले आएर आउनुहुन्छ इन्भल्भ हुनुहुन्छ कुरा गर्नुहुन्छ फिडब्याक दिनुहुन्छ काम गर्नुहुन्छ होइन वी वान्ट मोर प्यारेन्ट्स लाइक द्याट होइन आउनुहोस् हामी सँगै काम गरौँ हाम्रो बच्चाहरूको लागि अनि म अर्को स्पेसल धन्यवादको लागि पनि दिन चाहन्छु हाम्रो मिडिया भइहाल्नुभयो हाम्रो चाहिँ स्पोन्सरहरू हाम्रो अफिसियल स्पोन्सर एप्पल क्रेडिट युनियन हामीलाई चाहिँ $2000 एभ्री इयर उहाँहरूले दिनुहुन्छ त्यसको लागि उहाँलाई धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद अनि अर्को चाहिँ हामीलाई वालमार्टले यसपालि $2000 अनि प्लस सेकेन्ड चाहिँ $750 गरेर दुईटा सेगमेन्टमा हामीलाई वालमार्टले पनि ग्रान्टहरू दिएको छ. सो वी आर सो प्लिज्ड टु ह्याभ दोज ग्रान्ट्स एन्ड हेल्प फ्रम द कम्युनिटी होइन. अनि हामीले अझै पनि कोसिसहरू गरिरहेका छौँ. सुदीपजी इज रियली गिभिङ हिज एक्सपर्टिज अन दि प्रपोजल्स एन्ड अल द्याट होइन. हामी अझै नेक्स्ट लेभल पनि गएर चाहिँ ग्रान्टहरूको हामीले कोसिसहरू गर्दैछौँ. अनि त्यसपछि अब के भन्न चाहन्छु भने आर्ट कम्पिटिसनकोदेखि आजको कम्पिटिसनसम्मको फर्स्ट सेकेन्ड थर्ड हुनुभएकोहरू हुनेहरूलाई चाहिँ हामीले 12 तारिक यानि कि अर्को शनिबार एनएसीसीको एजिएम हुँदैछ मनाससको एनएसीसीको बिल्डिङमा 11 बजे हामी तपाईहरूलाई इमेल पनि गर्छौँ टेक्स्ट पनि गर्छौँ अफिसियली इन्भिटेसन दिनको लागि. र म अहिले यहाँबाट पनि भन्न चाहन्छु हामीले आर्ट कम्पिटिसनदेखि आजको कम्पिटिसनसम्मलाई फर्स्ट सेकेन्ड थर्ड हुनेहरूलाई प्राइज क्यास प्राइज र सर्टिफिकेट हामीले चाहिँ NACC भवनमा नेक्स्ट सैटरडे शनिबार बिहान 11 बजे प्रदान गर्नेछौँ. र तपाईहरु सबैजनालाई अहिले नै यहाँबाट इन्भिटेसन दिन चाहन्छु. र सबैजना भलिन्टियर इन्क्लुडिङ श्रेया एन्ड हाम्रो परिछोरी र जजेसहरूलाई फ्रम द बिगिनिङ अफ NACC बाल संसारको प्रोग्रामदेखि अहिलेसम्मकोलाई हामी इन्भाइट गर्छौँ. म यहीँबाट नै इन्भाइट गरेँ अहिले नै. अनि त्यसपछि आदित्य हाम्रो कोच अल द वे फ्रम नेपाल होइन. मैले एकचोटि मात्रै फोन गर्दाखेरि हुन्छ भनेर उहाँले गर्नुभयो हेल्प गर्नुभयो. त्यसमा चाहिँ we're so proud. I want to say that we gonna connect more Aditya like Aditya होइन from Nepal. अनि हाम्रो जजेसहरू स्नेहा गेवाली of course she's always up front. She's always up for everything she can. Ani Mr. Panini Pandey, he was referred by a friend of mine, and he said, okay, I'm very much willing to help you guys. So thank you so much, Panini. हाम्रो टाइम बाँकी छ छोरी र म यतिकैमा अब सकुने भएँ. थ्याङ्क यू सो मच सबैजनाहरूलाई. अनि अब फ्युचरमा चाहिँ हामीले योभन्दा धेरै अझै कार्यक्रमहरू ल्याउने हाम्रो योजना छ. त्यो योजना चाहिँ हामीले हाम्रो नेक्स्ट जेनेरेसनलाई अगाडि राखेर नै उहाँहरूको चाहिँ प्लान अनुसार अगाडि जान्छौँ. हामीले मात्रै सोचेको होइन कि उहाँलाई राखेर वी गोना कोल्याबोरेट विथ देम. अनि हामीले त्यसरी अगाडि आएर चाहिँ हामीले अरू कार्यक्रममा धेरै ल्याउँदैछौँ. त्यसैले गर्दाखेरि स्टे ट्युन्ड. म यति भन्दै मेरो थ्याङ्क यूको धेरै शब्दहरू यही टुङ्ग्याउँछु. हस् धन्यवाद सबैजनालाई.
Dhanyavad, Auntie. We really appreciate all the work that you do for us. And thank you for encouraging us to always continue and want to do all these programs with NACC. So now the time has come for us to announce our winners. Since the judges took a lot of time to review all of our wonderful submissions, we're going to let them have the final say as to who our third, second, and first place winners are. So I'd like to pass it off to Sneha and Panini to announce our winners.
Hi. So just in case if I pronounce anything wrong, then please let me know. But the third position would go to Suzu. And my comment is that like taking up with that the whole Taylor Swift artwork and then extending the visual language and understanding it and using more like unconventional typefaces, the distorted stuff. It's very difficult to make them settle down in conventional design. So that was very smart. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I really like that it looked like a cohesive theme. I love your use of like unpredictable fonts. I know like TypeScript type fonts are hard to use anyways, which was really cool. And like you had like elements that complemented them as well, like subtle things like the snake in the back, which looked really cool. And like the texture of the paper, since we were like sticking to a newspaper theme with like Taylor Swift's brand and everything, was really cool as well. Okay, this is still me. I'm gonna go ahead and announce second place. So second place goes to Sneha Adhikari. give a clap here and there. So my biggest comment for you was big props for using Photoshop. I think Panini and I probably both have experience using it, and we know how annoying and difficult and like meticulous and tedious the whole like software can be. So we really give you props for like taking the time to learn it for this project. And another one for me was that I love the fresh colors. Like it makes me want to drink like a soda, with like the green and the pink. And I also love the time and effort you put into coming up with like a creative slogan for the design as well.
Yep, I pretty much resonate with most of the things Shreya said, and I'd only like to add that, like, given your prior experience with design, most important thing for me is how much you've like learned. So the learning curve wise, the fact that you came up with like such a neat poster using Photoshop is worth the second position. All right. So the first one. How much time do we have? I can't do any drum rolls or anything, right? Cool. So the first one, we decided we'll go to Barsha. Personally, for me, it was the most cohesive. Overall composition, scale, colors, typography, everything was very well balanced. And the most important thing is, like you can overwhelm yourself with like too many things, but this is like simple, and sometimes simple is the most difficult thing. So this was simple, effective, and playing around with the scales and actually conveying visually what needed to be communicated was like on point for me. So congratulations. Yep, that's all I have to add to it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think like I really liked the use of scale, especially with the chopsticks. They were like massive, like compared to the bowl. And like at least in my designing, I really love it when things are like unexpectedly big when they're normally not big. And it made me hungry, another thing. And like I like that you stuck to like an earth tone type palette, but still were able to contrast color so well. Like the brown and the yellow, and then like that hint of like brown going into like a redder brown was really cool. And it kind of reminds me of like if I regularly went to FA 102, I'd probably want this as like a sticker, because it looks like a really cool sticker that restaurant could distribute. Maybe you could even pitch it to them. But yeah, those are my reasons why. So congratulations, everybody did so well. I like remember how old I was when I got into like design and stuff too, and like I don't even know if I'd be able to like create stuff like this creative and so well composed in such a short amount of time too. So really good job, all of you.
Thank you so much, Sneha and Panini. This was really helpful. Thank you so much for judging and using your experience and just being with us here today. Oh yeah, you guys should actually all pitch your like designs to whatever, event or food or any company that you made it for. That'd be really cool to see if you guys got any feedback. That'd be actually really cool. So let us know. Let your graphic design judges know too. So yeah, I think Binanti has a couple of words that she wants to end with, and then
Okay, thank you, Pari. Sorry, मैले अघि एउटा एकदम very important कुरा छुटाएछु. एकदमै कसरी जजहरूले I don't know how they decided to have first, second, third, होइन, like I cannot imagine. For me, everybody was the first place, I know. It was amazing that way. So anyways, I wanted to thank you so much to Ashwini Sigdel and Ashish Sigdel for making all of these so far, all of these flyers, the Children's Days flyers and our other flyers so far. They are the creators. So thank you so much for your hard work. But now we have 12 more expertise in our house, right? So 12 plus 2 is 14. So we're gonna bug you guys because we have more expertise now. And then like Suman Dai said over here in the text, that you should actually market yourself. Hey, we're now expert. And we can ask you to use your expertise in the organization as well. So I thank you so much for everything again. Back to you, Pari. Thank you.
Thank you. Shreya, do you have any last words?
Just want to say congratulations to all of our winners and participants. We know everyone worked really, really hard for this. Before we wrap up though, I do want to share the screen and show everyone the third, second, and first place winners, just so they have a quick idea of what they all look like. And then we'll wrap things up. So like the judges said, our third place winner was Suju. She did the Taylor Swift poster, very fantastic. Absolutely love Taylor Swift. Our second place winner was Sneha Adhikari. She did the soft drink. Love the pop of color, like our judges said, things like that. And then our first place winner was Barsa, who did the pho graphic design. So hopefully everyone gets a chance to take a look at this. But obviously, if you guys are still interested and want to take a look further, we can send you all of the graphic design submissions and you guys can take a look from there. So with that, this wraps up our graphic design competition for today. Hopefully सबैजनाले यो कार्यक्रम enjoy गरिसो, and hopefully you guys continue to love and support us and watch us as we have other competitions and programs in the future. So thank you everyone, and I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend.
Everyone, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.